is clearly the talk for many reasons. This is why you can't lose games, with no disrespect at all to any team, but Memphis, that's a game you got to win. You can't, because here, home or not, against the team that's number one in the East, Karan, that's not going to be easy, but they had them late. It's not like they got blown out. How much tougher does that make it for LeBron and his team, who all deserve some accountability for the fact that you gave them 13 straight points, the defense wasn't good, and they couldn't be efficient offensively in those last 3 minutes?
And that's on everybody, because you saw Giannis down the stretch really taking that challenge on guarding LeBron and trying to make it as difficult as possible for him. Even though he didn't have his best offensive night, he still was defending him. And then you saw LeBron trying to close out, Brandon Ingram playing amazingly well on the offensive end of the floor. Rondo taking opportunities that was given to him, not passing up on those things. I felt like the Lakers, played their best basketball, and they fell a little short. The team, Milwaukee Bucks, was obviously better. They was able to, close out the game.
LeBron had a couple bad turnovers late. There was one under the basket. Really some missed open shots, but some pretty pictures for the Bledsoe family and everybody in Bucks country. 97 points away, Frickers. Not soon to bed, but not in the playoffs just yet. Remember, everybody thought that was going to be a foregone conclusion? Meet not foregone conclusion. Conclusions from Luke Walton after the loss.
Really liked the way our group competed for most of that game. I thought, I thought we, against one of the best teams in the league, we really played well. And then, for some reason, we kind of fell apart at the end there. So we know we have to make play when we're playing the elite teams, any team. We have to take games, and we talk about it, and we have to step up and make plays. And I thought we did that for most of the night tonight, and then we did not to finish that. But we struggled. We talked about our individual defense pregame and how important it was going to be tonight. And I thought the one thing defensively we did a poor job of was Bledsoe and Brogdon. We couldn't keep them in front of us, but. Besides that, I thought our guys really got after it. That's a tough team to defend, and we were rotating, talking, gang rebounding for the most part, and unfortunately came up short.
Luke, you had really limited the turnovers I think finished with 9, but 3 of them came in those final couple minutes. So what did you see on those plays, and just generally, how did you get to that point?
Again, I've been very pleased with the way our team's playing, and turnovers have gotten a lot better the last 2 games. And especially down the stretch of a game, we got to take care of the ball, but we'll get better at it.
Look, just following up on Mike's question, specifically the one you guys had under their basket where Brogdon got the 3 coming out of timeout. What was the action and what occurred?
I'll take that responsibility. But we had drawn up. We called a timeout to get a play. I wanted to get something with LeBron coming downhill. I took for granted we'd get the ball in bounds. So, that's on me. But again, we have an extra timeout. We got to take it. We can't afford to turn that ball over right there. But they came up in the press, and we didn't get open. And at that point, we probably should have just called that last time out. I know guys always want to save them, but it was a costly play in the game.
Luke, what factors were you considering when kind of selecting your closing group tonight with KCP and Rondo with the other starters? Well, I guess Rondo's a starter.
Yeah, Rondo started. KCP, I thought he had a really nice energy about him. He hit a couple jump shots. He's been one of our better perimeter defenders since we've had him. And like I said, we were struggling to keep Brogdon and Bledsoe in front of us. So, he's done a good job of guarding quick guards like that his whole career. And he seemed to have a really nice energy to start that fourth. So, he had kind of earned those minutes to help our team finish out the game.
Luke, over here, knowing what the Western Conference standings are and how many games are left, is there a sense that the clock is ticking for you guys, and does that even get addressed inside that room? We're aware of it.
don't try to harp on it too much. I say all the time, the way that we're going to be at our best is if we stay present and stay what we our mindset on what we're doing, practice games day by day, and that's how we'll get to where we want to get to. But the group is very aware of where we're at and what needs to happen.
Coach, because obviously the Bucks' best record in the NBA, of course, at this stage of the season, you want to get as many wins as you can. But is there still a lot of things you can take away from this game going into the game tomorrow against Phoenix and pushing forward?
Yeah, I told our group I was very, very happy with the way we just competed and got after it for 3.5 quarters. And I said if we did, that's very similar to how we played the New Orleans game last, 2 nights ago as well. If we continue to play like that and continue to get better, continue to take care of the ball, we're going to start winning a lot of games. That's one of the best teams in the league, and we had our chances. But yeah, we take away that this is how we have to come out and play every night.
Luke, 3 of your guys had 39 minutes or more tonight. Is that, with 20 games left, do you see that being something that you go to more, leaning on some of those guys for more minutes more regularly?
Yeah, we're gonna shorten down the rotation a little bit, but we're gonna keep giving guys chances out there to see if someone's having a night, and then that'll change from game to game. Hopefully we'll get Zoe back at some point, and he can be another piece to help us, but we're shortening down the rotation for now.
Luke, Rondo had never even come close to attempting that many threes in his career. Was that a conversation you guys had about taking advantage of how they defend him, or just how did he end up taking 12 threes?
How they defended him, yeah. We talk whenever I speak with him. If it's the right shot, it's the right shot. Take it. And whether you're open or not, that doesn't always determine whether it's the right shot. It's whether the pass comes to you in rhythm from penetration, if the ball's moved a little bit. We don't want him just dribbling down and shooting threes every time, even if he's wide open. But I thought most of the ones he took in the first half were good shots. They were swings or kickouts from teammates, and if he doesn't take that, what else are we going to get? The paint. There's 5 guys in the paint, and we feel very confident that he can knock those down. He makes them all the time in practice. He shoots, I don't know what his percentage is at right now, but earlier in the year he was leading our team in three-point percentage. So, if they're good threes, we want them taking them.
Last question. What do you think has clicked for Brandon over the last 7-8 games?
He just he works hard every day, and he's going to continue to get better and better and better. It's just to me, he's found a nice comfort zone, which happens to players that are really talented, and just takes time. And I think he's slowly found that he can get to his spots and get his shot off, and not have to rush it, and not have to try to overpower people. So I just think it's part of his natural progress.
All right, so there's Luke Walton. Look, the strain that comes on a coach in the NBA level is a lot. I know, because I remember there were many nights I wanted to know if Jeff Van Gundy had slept watching the Knicks back in the 90s. Every coach like that, but he looks like he's beaten down a little bit, having to deal with everything that's gone on around him with this team, with the Lakers, huh?
Yeah, he just looked like he got finished with a presidential term.
Yeah.
It looked heavy, man. Like
remember how tan he was when he was assistant coach
Happy,
with the Warriors?
right?
Happy. Just
he had like the young Kennedy look.
Had a good color to his face.
Man.
Oh.
He's aged. I don't know why.
That Oval Office.
Here's LeBron after the game.
Stress.
What's going through your mind on that 15-2 run them walking into the game with?
We had our chances. We broke down individually down the stretch defensively. Too many breakdowns, one-on-one breakdowns, and Bled, he brought them home.
How much, or how would you describe the pressure that he and Brogdon put on your defense?
When they dual threats, their ability to shoot the ball and drive at a high level, at a high clip, is part of the reason why they're so good. Everybody, tends to talk about Giannis so much, but it's the supporting cast that he has. Those guys go out and do their job every single night. Obviously, Bled is I mean, he's bled. Obviously, you see him get signed an extension today for the obvious reasons. And Middleton being an all-star and Brogdon being a former Rookie of the Year, they've surrounded their team. Surrounded Giannis with a great cast.
Was there a difference in how they were playing towards the end of the game?
Say it again?
Was there a difference in how Milwaukee was playing toward the end of the game? What sort of forced you guys into?
No, we turned the ball over a couple times, but we had some breakdowns in individual defense. We come out of timeout, we up 2. Or, B.I. goes to the free throw line, makes his 2 free throws, then we have a breakdown defensively, give up an and 1 to B.I., to Bled. We're still in the game, we up 2. We turn the ball over, but we're still up 2, and, allow Bled to get another and 1. He had 2 and 1s and a 3-pointer, in the fourth quarter, but the 2 and 1s came off just breakdowns defensively.
Are there things that you take from this game that you feel like can propel you guys forward as you make this final run, or is it just strictly a results equation? No,
listen, it's win or lose. That's it. And obviously you want to build, but it's win or lose in that particular moment. So, I'm a guy who lives in the present. So tomorrow we got to be, great tomorrow versus Phoenix. We can't say, okay, we were great, for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters versus Milwaukee. We can carry that to Phoenix. No, we can't do that. We got to be great against Phoenix and hit the restart button.
You mentioned the other day, Brandon being in the zone, you want him to stay there. What's impressed you most about how he's got there and been there?
That he stayed in it. He's found his groove. He's just found his niche. He can get anywhere on the floor. He can shoot over anybody with his length. He can attack versus anybody. And he's in a really, 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 really good zone, and I love everything about it.
Luke's tightening the rotation. Obviously, you, Rondo, B.I. have big minutes tonight. It's the number 1 team in the league you guys are playing, but do you feel comfortable if these are the kind of minutes that you guys have to play to compete down the stretch?
I think every night is going to be somebody else. Depending on how the game is going, coach is going to make what he feels is best for the team to be successful. So it's not just about the guys playing big minutes. We were out. Lance tonight, we still been out without Zoe, so, guys will have to play a little bit more minutes than they would usually have to, but I think the coaching staff and Luke will make the proper, subs throughout the course of the game and see how the game is going.
What has your mindset individually been like on defense for the past few games?
I don't know. Why?
It seem to have a level of intensity defensively.
No.
Not saying that you haven't before, but just.
I don't know. I just try to do whatever it takes to help our team win, both defensively, offensively, hold myself accountable. Just trying to be in the right positions, in the right places, on both sides of the floor to try to just help us be successful. That's all.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, so there's LeBron James. The Lakers 3.5 out with 20 games to play. The win to the Bucks, Bledsoe 31, plus 70 mil. It's a pretty good day. Doesn't equal 100, but it's 101.
101.
So he'll take it. By the way, when we get to go through all the highlights, that wasn't the game of the night. Not the Lakers. Don't know.
Oh, I think I know what the game of the night was.
Yeah, it was here in the Trey TL, but it was Zach LaVine and the Bulls who made a difference.